All right, guys, I know Carol's going to join us back in just a second, but I wanted to go ahead and get started. Thanks for coming to this system sessions. We're going to take a deeper dive into the MLS Touch app with more resources that the board office has shared with me. Today, we're going to look at this video that touches on more powerful mobile search tools through this application. And hopefully it'll dive deeper on just how you can look for stuff for your clients and communicate that in different areas. So I'm going to go ahead and mute my mic and then start the video. If you have any questions, again, use the chat box or just, call out and I'll try to get with you. So.
Hello, and thank you everybody for joining us today for our Prospects webinar. My name is Shireen.
And I'm Pamela.
And we're your product trainers here at Prospect Software. Together, today we'll navigate through this fundamental training session, showing you how to leverage your business and nurture your client relationships with your MLS Touch application. This truly unique MLS Touch mobile app is a member benefit to you and is also fully integrated with Matrix and its client portal. What does that mean, Pamela?
Well, full integration means that your MLS Touch app, your MLS, and Matrix are constantly interconnected. It also means that any update, change, or addition done in one will immediately affect the others as well. MLS Touch is simply the best way for real estate professionals such as yourselves to access the MLS from their iPhone, iPad, or Android device.
I'm on it.
It's your key to access Matrix from the palm of your hand, no matter where you are. Your mobile app offers you a collection of tools, and today we're really going to focus on all the various search options and their distinctive benefits. Please note that this is the second part of a two-part series all about MLS Touch offered to you by Prospects, and you can access part one directly from our website at any time on demand, www.prospects.com.
So before we start, we want you to fully experience this webinar and maximize the retention of the information. We encourage you to settle down comfortably in your favorite chair or on your couch and with your mobile device at hand so you can follow along with us interactively.
So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. As Shireen and I both mentioned, today we're really going to focus on all our search tools and how you can leverage them to the best of their ability. Of course, it may seem a little silly for us to focus on search tools. And even though each search tool is really useful and you'll always get the right answer, being able to leverage them at the opportune moment means that you'll make your work easier and not harder. I am going to also go ahead and share my phone screen with you guys right now. Keep in mind, for any of you using an iPhone, I am using an Android device. So if anything looks a little different at any moment, I don't want you to worry. There are some minor aesthetic differences, but we all have access to the same great tools and functionalities. Also, for those of you who took Shireen's advice to heart and are following along with your mobile device in hand, please note that you can take a look at the screen at any moment and follow my bright orange arrow so you see exactly what I'm tapping as I'm tapping it, so you can follow along with me. Let's go ahead and jump right in. This is our MLS Touch home screen. For those of you who saw part one, you saw me refer to it as our six-pack. And this is always your landing page. This is the first thing you see every time you open MLS Touch, no matter how many times you've opened MLS Touch. And that's great because it's here that we have all these great search tools at our fingertips. First things first, we're going to talk about the MLS Number Search. And what's great with this is it allows you to simultaneously pull up multiple listings and view them, share them, and connect with your clients, even though they have nothing to do with each other. What I mean by that is, if you have multiple properties that you want to view, instead of having to come up with some real convoluted search in order to only find those two results, you can just plug in the MLS numbers and you're good to go. As you can see here, I have 10 fields that I can fill out, and you can of course go in, remove numbers, you can copy paste numbers, it's completely up to you. Once you're happy with the input, you click search at the bottom, and this will allow you to see the properties. And as you guys can see, I have two here in two different areas, two very different price points, two very different size properties. Real opposites, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. And what I can do from this page is I can, of course, use our action menu, which you guys will see in every different search option from the app, which are these three little dots in the upper right-hand corner. And this is what allows you to communicate these results with your clients, right? You can add it to your own favorites, or you can send it to your clients via email, via text message, or even add it to a client cart. This ensures at any moment your clients have access to the latest and greatest results you found for them. And you can also easily communicate anything you find directly from MLS Touch. Now, if you're looking to conduct a search that is maybe a little more detailed, maybe you don't have the properties in question in mind yet and you want to find them, really simply, you can do an advanced search. This is the option found on the upper right-hand corner of your screen. From the advanced search, as you guys can see, there are plenty of filters you can add in, but I don't want anyone to panic. If you're looking at this wondering how will you get the hang of this, there's no learning curve to using the advanced search because we base ourselves off the Matrix advanced search you've already used. We use the same terminology available in Matrix, so you could just go ahead and start using it right away. No downtime, no training needed. As you guys can see, the first page has fairly standard search information, right? I can start by selecting either one area or multiple areas simply by searching them in and then tapping the results in the list. I can set the property type, the price, I can set the number of bed, the number of bath, and then if I want to get really detailed, I can go ahead and click more criteria at the very bottom. And that's really what makes it an advanced search. From here, I have all the additional options available to me, and I can go in and filter in whatever it is I want to keep, whatever it is I want to be more precise about, anything that's a real deal breaker for my clients, and so on and so forth. Once I'm happy, I just need to click search at the very bottom on the right-hand side, and I'll get all the results possible here. Now, once you start your search, you can of course go in at any moment and refilter it, right? So as you guys can see, I have 171 results. That's definitely quite a bit to look through individually. I could go back in and be more precise and more precise every time I launch it. From this page, I can also view the results on the map themselves. So I can see exactly where they're placed. We know how location is such a huge part of the searching process for your buyers. So being able to see it right off the bat is extremely helpful. And you can also save your search at the bottom by clicking this Save Search button. You can save any search within MLS Touch as long as you have one result. One result guarantees that you're able to save it. And you can save as many searches as you'd like as well. So you can have multiple different searches that you can launch at any time to stay updated on the market. Finally, one of my favorite parts about this search and any search as well is the Live Stats button. You actually have access to live market statistics thanks to our unique integrations with Matrix and with your board. So you can take a look at any moment and see what's on the market right now, what the trend is, what's the property type breakdown, the average days on a market, just to help inform your clients better too about what to expect. And you can do the same for sold properties, which from 1 day all the way to 2 years, also you can really filter down to exactly what you want. And for those of you who are in boards that retain expired listing data or off-market listing data, you can view that as well. So it really packs a bunch of stuff for you in one convenient search tool.
Wow, thank you. I love that last feature. It's so convenient when you're out with your customers, right? And you just want to know what's going on in that area. You've surely noticed that these last search tools that we've shown you are familiar because as Pamela said, they're very similar to your current real estate search engines. And let me just add that the best ones are yet to come. You want to continue, Pamela?
Yeah, absolutely. And it definitely is true. The advanced search and the MLS number search are things you guys have seen before. Let's dive into a little more of the unknown, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at our map search, which can be found on the upper left-hand corner of your screen. Now, just like the other searches we saw, of course, you can refine criteria here. You can make sure only pull up what you want, but there are extra goodies on that map search page. You can pinch to zoom in and pinch to zoom out in order to drag your map around and see the results in the area. And as I'm sure you guys have noticed, directly on my screen, I have all these pins, right? There's a lot of them, but each pin offers additional information that maybe you guys haven't seen yet. As I move my map around and the pins update, I'm noticing different icons next to the prices. So this is a more recent addition within MLS Touch, which is fantastic. And as you guys can see here, for instance, I have this property that is being sold for $895. It's loading right here. And there's a downward facing arrow right next to the price. What that's telling me is that this property has had a price reduction. So without even opening the listing, I'm already getting that snapshot of information. And there's other icons as well, such as a little house icon with a key, which signifies that there is an open house scheduled, or a star icon, meaning you favorited that property. Really, there's a bunch of information just by glancing at this page. But let's really dive in deep. First things first, at the very top, we have the search by area option. This is great because it allows you to search by points of interest. Let's say you have a client who's really dead set about living near a national park, or maybe you have a client who's working at a certain building, like for instance, let's say the University of Montana, and they want to live around there. Well, what do? You can actually start typing it, and what's going to happen is it pulls up the possible search results, right, using your Google search. So here, for instance, I have the University of Montana in Bozeman. I can tap on it, and my map is actually going to zoom me in that exact location and show me if there are properties available, where they are, and of course, how much they are because of that price in the pin. It really makes searching on your map so much easier, right? But of course, we didn't stop there. As you guys can see on your map search, you have a little button on the upper right-hand corner, which is 2 squares. My iPhone users, it's not 2 squares, it's a little eye, like information. And this is what we call our layers button. This allows you to see the maps in different lights. So immediately I have, the default view. I can see the satellite view of the map. I have access to the schools in the district. So not only can I search by school district using the point of interest, I can even pull up the schools in the area to be sure. You have a live traffic cam, which is a huge thing for your clients, being able to actually provide them with that traffic information at the drop of a hat. But even better, you now have access to our new Realist integrations. So anywhere where Realist tax data is available, we have access to these integrations, one of which being Parcel Boundaries. When you tap on that, the Parcel Boundaries are actually activated on your map. As you guys can see, I have all these little gray cubes that appeared. Those are the actual latest survey lines at Realist. The other option is flood zone. Now, this is a huge thing. As you can see, you have the little legend that pops up so you can follow the color codes. Of course, I am using an account in Montana, so not a huge flood zone area. But for all our users in Louisiana, in Florida, this is so imperative for you to be able to conduct your business in the best way possible. Having access to that information is a game changer. Being able to provide it with your clients immediately too really wows them, because it's something that normally would be at the next level of the search after finding the property, not as part of the whole process. Once again, just like with our advanced search, I can save the search as long as I have one result. I'm going to turn off that flood zone because the orange is clashing a little bit. I can view the list view, I can view the live market stats, and from the list view, I can use my action button to share once again. So all those great things. But I kept the best for last, which I tend to do, you guys will learn. There's a little pencil button on the lower right-hand corner right here. This is our draw tool. This is amazing. You can actually use this to draw the area on the map to be as specific as possible. I'm gonna let that sink in for a minute. You can pull up your map at any location, and instead of conducting an advanced search with numerous areas and trying to filter within them to find exactly what you want, I can just tap on my little pencil and I can draw exactly what I want on the map. So for instance here, let's say I had a client who wanted to live either in Blackwood or West Gallatin by the Museum of the Rockies. I can just draw it and pull up all the listings that pop up in that area. So I don't have to worry about trying to find a way to make it translate in a search. I don't have to find a way to explain myself. I can just draw on the map and view all those properties. And once again, you can save that search and view the stats even when it's drawn on the map. This is one of those moments that really differentiate MLS Touch from any other application on the market. Because if you're meeting with a potential seller who wants to know what to expect, you could literally go to his or her neighborhood, draw it on the map, and then pull up the stats and let them know this is what's on the market right now. Here's what's been sold over the past 2 years versus the past 2 weeks. This is the breakdown we're looking at. And it really helps show all the tools you have available in your arsenal. And I know I keep talking about these saved searches. I'm talking your ear off about these saved searches. Those are also accessible, of course, directly from the home screen on the right-hand side.
That map search feature is so advanced, I can target exactly what buyers want. Are you ready for la creme de la creme for the search types? Go ahead, Pamela, take it away.
I'm sure everyone is. I'm sure everyone's really excited because we're going to talk about I guess we could say probably the most popular tool available within your MLS Touch. And this, guys, I can't even explain to you how incredible this is, okay? This button right here on the lower left-hand corner, Insta View. This allows you to instantly view properties around you. So if you're out with a buyer, if you're out on a visit and you want to pull up the listing details of the property, all you need to do is tap Insta View and immediately it pulls up the listing details of any properties in your perimeter that are active or backed up, under contingency, pending. As long as they're available within the MLS, you'll have access to it. The Insta View works on a range of about 400 feet. So keep that in mind. And then the minute you tap on it, if there is any properties around you that are active, this is what you'll see. It actually pulls up the listing details of that property. It's such a fantastic tool because it gives you the option to really explore areas you may not know very well. Think about it. If you're out doing a buyer's tour with a client and there's another property for sale right across the street, you can pull it up right away. You have access to all that information just by tapping on it. If you're driving by a listing, you see a house for sale and you think it might be of interest, you can safely pull the car over, pull out your MLS Touch, and then tap Insta View, and you'll still have access to the information immediately. Within that same vein is another one of our fantastic tools, which is the hot sheet. Now, this, again, is part of my whole best for last theory, because the hot sheet allows you to see changes on the market over the past 5 days. As you can see, when I tap on it, I can see the new listings, price reductions, and recently sold properties in the markets of my interest over the past 5 days. And if you're configuring this for the first time or you want to reset it up, you can do so on the page right here, which says configure. And as you guys can see, you can select up to 10 areas. You don't need to select all 10. You can select 1, you can select 9. It's completely up to you. But by doing so, at any moment, you can tap on that hot sheet and view the properties that correspond to those areas. So you can really stay up to date. Now, I know some of you are thinking, hot sheet's fantastic, Pamela, Shireen, I love this. But what if I want to see the newest properties of today? Well, let's say that's my parting gift for you guys in today's webinar. I will give you a super secret workaround in order to do that. We're just going to pull up our advanced search again. You remember the one in the upper right-hand corner? We're going to start by selecting our areas exactly the way I would in the hot sheet, right? And the only other things I'm going to filter out are status. I want it to only say active, and then since. And instead of all, I'm going to put 1 day. So to sum up, the only thing that MLS Touch is going to search for at this time is properties in the areas I've chosen that are active or have been active since the past day. And once I click search, any properties that area pull up here. And as you guys can see, I have 2 results, which is great because I only need 1 to save that search. And then moving forward, every time you open your app, you can go to those saved searches and you can launch your Big Sky 24 hours to see what is new on the market so that you never miss an opportunity, you never miss a chance to jump on a property as it enters the MLS.
Wow. Can we just go back to the InstaView feature you talked about? I don't know about you guys, but if I was still on the field, that would secure my super realtor cape on for me for my buyers. Imagine the look on your buyer's face when you instantly pull up the neighboring property details as you're visiting one on the east side and they're curious about the one on the west side. I just love that feature. Anyway, thank you, Pamela, and thank you all for taking the time out of your really busy schedules to learn from us today. And we
Pretty cool search stuff, huh, guys? Does anybody have any questions? Okay, the next time that we do the last video that we got, we're going to cover just personal branding on this app and kind of how this app looks from maybe a client perspective on their side and how it can interact with each other. So if you have any questions or need anything, please get a hold of me. But I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll have this up on YouTube soon.